Good morning, my name is Tom, and today I want to talk to you about a couple of updates regarding the Trump administration. Seems the president is deciding he would like to withhold back pay if the shutdown doesn't get resolved immediately, which is interesting. It sounds like his Republican colleagues have convinced him that his extortionist effort, his threats to fire everybody, would be politically devastating for them. And so he came up with something just as stupid. Because if the federal government is no good for paying its debts and it expects people to work for free, you've just opened up the door to wildcat strikes across the entire country. Now, no amount of people talking about it and bringing it up is likely to cause an idea like that to go viral, quite like the president saying, well, I'm just not going to pay anybody. So good luck with that. Good luck with continuing to convince everybody the other people are the bad guy. And yes, the severe base, the more extreme base, will agree with him on this because in their mind that this is what this qualifies as clever. You can't make this stuff up. It's like a clown show. All right, and now two other incidents that I would like to discuss. One's more than a week old, but the other makes it relevant again to right now. You see, a couple weeks back, maybe 2 weeks back, I got an email from the VA Secretary's office saying that the Trump administration, the Trump administration is going to provide an extra $84 million in funding to Veterans Affairs. Which is interesting because several months back, the Trump administration said they were withholding $84 million in funds from Veterans Affairs. And, the VA secretary said, we're saving tons of money from waste, fraud, and abuse. See, it turns out that it had nothing to do with waste, fraud, and abuse. It was a rich guy pirating the system and misappropriating that money so he could spend it elsewhere. And since that was wildly illegal and he's losing 90% of his court battles, I know the headlines really like to focus on the ones he wins, but he's got a 10% winning ratio. He has to give that money back. But the thing is, he's already been spending this money. So that means it has to come from somewhere, which means he has to print more money. And there's your inflation again. Another issue is why this is relevant now, a week or two later, is Pete Hegseth just gave out a speech where he said the Trump administration is providing $1 billion in funding to fix up the barracks problems. And you can thank Trump for this because Joe Biden did nothing to fix those problems. Now, funnily enough, Joe Biden secured $1 billion to fix up all the barracks issues. And the Trump administration came into office and immediately misappropriated that money on a political stunt to create a border surge. Yeah, they just basically used that money to create an army of jackbooted thugs to go through cities and terrorize brown people. Oh, and round up the homeless. And send the National Guard everywhere. Okay, so they already spent that $1 billion, so now they have to print up $1 billion more because it was wildly illegal for them to not spend that congressionally and constitutionally appropriated funding on barracks. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. It's like a freaking clown show. There's your inflation. That's why it's out of control. Everything he's doing and all the misappropriation is wildly unconstitutional and illegal, and he keeps losing in court. And he still has to spend that money where he was legally required to spend it. And then this also kind of ties in with the farmers and their desire for a bailout to go, because Just like last time Trump was in office, he's collapsed agriculture. Last time, he cost the country $27 billion in losses in agriculture, and then he printed up $23 million in bailout money. Or, sorry, billion. Let's get that clear. Lost $27 billion, printed up $23 billion more dollars. So that's $50 billion right there. The agricultural collapse is even bigger this time because his trade war is even bigger and twice as stupid. This is why the economy is collapsing. This is like 2006 through 2008, but in fast forward. All these things are happening so much faster than last time. And, like I said, that guy at work who can't make it through the day sober, who keeps insisting that this is great and this is Trump's plan and Schumer's screwing it all up, don't bother arguing with that idiot. He needs to sober up before there's any hope of him actually understanding reality anyway. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and have a great day.